you through the basics of how to use Zoom to run a virtual meeting or perhaps a virtual classroom. So this will be a tutorial that just walks you through once you're in the meeting and how to manage that meeting well. I'll have a separate tutorial that'll walk you through setting up the meeting and some of the settings that you may want to consider as you are setting up your first Zoom meeting. So to start with, you've got to mouse over the Zoom window. You see I've done that. And this toolbar comes up in the bottom. That's where we're going to be managing everything. You'll notice that the mute button right here, it's got a green bar that's going up and down, which means that my microphone is working and it's going into the system, which is helpful. You'll notice this arrow right here gives me my audio option. So if I need to switch to a different microphone, I can do that right here. Or if I need to switch to a different output for my speakers, I can do that right here as well. This is also where you'll want to stop video if you are running a meeting and you need to sneeze, or somebody walks into the room that's in their pajamas or whatever else. It may be a good opportunity to pause or stop that video for just a second. So this is where you would do that. And then of course, right here with this arrow are also your other general video settings. So that's kind of the audio video controls for Zoom right there. Next, we'll move over to this invite button. So you'll see the invite button. This is where you invite people to the meeting. You can use contacts in your computer. You can also use email, or you can just copy the URL or copy the full invitation, which would also include a dial-in number and code. And then you can send that to people as well. So bear in mind that Zoom also does have mobile apps. And so you can text that to people or whatever else you need to do to invite people into the meeting. Next, we're going to manage participants. So you can see that right now, this is a meeting of one, just me, but we're going to manage me a little bit. So I click on that and you'll get a full list of participants that are in the meeting right here. And this is great because number one, if there's a lot of background noise that's happening, a lot of loud things, you can see whose microphone is spiking. You can see that this microphone right here above my cursor is going up and down, showing that I'm inputting sound. So then you can proactively mute someone if you need to. You can also mute everyone. As the leader of the meeting, you're the only one that will have this option, but you can mute everyone else in the meeting other than yourself, which is really helpful if things start to get distracting. You can also unmute everyone, which is really nice because you can ask a question, you can unmute everyone, you can get feedback from everybody at the same time, and then you can mute everyone again to continue teaching or continue with your meeting, which is really, really helpful. This is great. Also, there's a hand raise feature, and so somebody might be muted and maybe you muted them so they're not able to unmute themselves and they want to say something. And so they can click raise hand and it will show up right above my cursor here. There'll be a little blue hand that shows up next to the microphone icon, and it'll let you know that they have something they want to ask or something they want to say. And it gives you the opportunity to unmute them, hear what they have to say, and then move on with your meeting or with your class, which is really, really handy. Next, we've got this share screen feature. So you might need to share your screen at some point in order to show or to teach or whatever something. And so you can share your entire screen or you can share just a specific window from your screen. It's up to you how you want to do that, but this is where you would manage that. And of course, again, there's an arrow button next to it that gives you more options with that. There's also a chat feature. Now, this is really great because you can have a group chat to everyone. Or you can also, when there are actual other people in the meeting, you can click right here and you can have a private chat with someone. And so if there's one person in the meeting or one student that you need to say something to, you can do that privately where not everyone in the meeting is going to be able to see that. You can also share files here if you need to, as you can see there. And then there are a couple of additional options right here. Next is record. So this is kind of great. If you need to record a meeting or record a class, or record some instruction, you can record and it will record a video of everything and it will record the audio for you. And if you really want to get fancy, you can split the audio into different files, but I don't know that you want to go that far just yet. But this is great because if you're teaching a class and you need someone, maybe somebody couldn't come to that class, but you want to record it and then you can maybe post it on YouTube under a private link that's not listed and then send that link to that student. And then they're able to see and begin to interact with that video there. And lastly, reactions. So you can give somebody applause when they make a good comment, or you can give them a thumbs up if you like something they said. Just another way to sort of continue to interact digitally and show visual feedback and give visual cues on how people are doing. And then lastly, you can end the meeting by clicking end meeting. And you can either leave the meeting and be the only one that leaves, or you can end the meeting for all. And that's going to be your choice there. So you can make your choice. That's it. Please stay tuned for my other video about how to set up your Zoom meeting. I think that'll be helpful and give you kind of walk through all of the options. And if you have questions, you can reach out to me. You can find me on my website at adamjwalker.com. That's ADAMJWALKER.com. And I would love to connect with you. Thanks and have a great day.